Hello everyone, my name is Sarthak and I am a student of PIBM College. Welcome to this video. Now I will be covering the topic of Introduction to HSGs and Entrepreneurship Development. Today I want to talk you about the two powerful concepts that are fundamentally transforming the rural economies. Self-help groups or SHGs and economic development. Now when we think of the business entrepreneurship, we often take the bigger picture of large corporations or tech startups in big cities. But in reality, is that some of the most economic growth happen at the deep down of the grassroots levels. Over the next few minutes, I will be sharing how small groups of individuals come together with a shared purpose, are bridging the gaps are between the poverty and financial independence. Let's understand the self-help groups. Now let's start by defining what self-help groups actually are. Essentially, SHG, which is the short form, are a small voluntary groups found primarily in the rural areas to promote saving, provide access to credit, and drive economic empowerment. They are massive components of microfinance in India and act as a vital bridge connecting poor households to form banking institutions. They focus on key areas such as encouraging a habit of saving, providing a credit without the need of collateral, reducing the heavy reliance on local money lenders, and strongly promoting the women empowerment and self employment. These techniques also reduce the burdens on them financially and also help to support locally. Now, let's take a little further of meaning and features of SHGs. To get a bit specific, an SHG usually contains 10 to 20 members. These are typically women from similar socio-economic backgrounds who come together to support each other financially. Their core principle is to incredibly simple but highly effective saving first and credit later. The group members pool their small regular savings together. Once they build a base, they can start lending internally to members who need it. What makes this system brilliant is the concept of social collateral. Traditional banks require physical assets like land or gold or grant a loan, which poor rural households don't have. HSGs, however, operate on social trust. They rely on peer monitoring and collective responsibility and democratic decision making. Because the group is tight knit, the members ensure loans are repaid out of a sense of mutual respect and shared success. Now, let's talk about the objectives of SHGs. So, why are these main groups formed and what are their main objectives? First and foremost, they propose financial discipline through the requirement of regular saving. This simple habit of foundation of financial stability. Secondly, they provide easy and timely access credit. When a medical emergency happens or a small business opportunity arises, the members have a safety net. The crucial objective is to reduce exploitation by moneylenders. Historically, informal money lender charges exorbitant interest rates, trapping families in cycles of debt. HSGs break this cycle. Furthermore, they encourage the self-reliance to improve the overall socio-economic condition of rural households and empower women both economically and socially. This ultimate outcome here is dual layered. SHG is strengthened not just by financial inclusion by bringing banking to the unbanked, but also social inclusion by giving marginalized individuals a collective voice. Now, let's talk about the entrepreneurship development. Now let's connect to the second part of a presentation, the entrepreneurship development. In this context, the entrepreneurship development means encouraging individuals to start and manage small income generating activities. However, there is a massive barrier. In rural areas, the biggest obstacle to entrepreneurship development is a lack of capital. You might have a great idea for a small business, but without the seed money, you can't do anything. It just remains an idea. This is exactly where the SGS steps to save the day. They help overcome a barrier in four distinguished points. First would be the providing small loans, giving people the necessary seed money, building confidence and risk taking ability. It's much easier to take a risk when you have the support of 15 other women backing you. Third, the encouraging saving of financial planning, ensuring the business is sustainable. Fourth, promoting self-employment over dependence of low-paying daily wages. As a result, the support system is direct income generation, the creation of assets, and ultimately the two economic independence. The role of SGs in promoting entrepreneurship. Now let's look at how this works in practice. How do SGs convert their members into basic borrowers into micro entrepreneurs? They do this through several support mechanisms. Beyond the access of microcredit, the mechanism SGs collectively support the peer motivation by vital financial literacy. This also practice in progressive lending, which means the member provides small repay of loans. They are gradually allow uh, borrow larger amounts to scale the business. You can see this happening to various common SGS enterprises. For example, members might use a loan to buy a cow for dairy farming, chicks for poultry, and other investment sewing machines for tailing, raw materials, handicrafts, investments for small retail shops, equipment for food processing business like making pickles, jams. Now, impact of SGS on entrepreneurship development. When we multiply these small enterprises to small thousands of villages, the impact is staggering. The key impact of SG entrepreneurship include a direct increase in small household income, a significant asset formation of livestock tools, inventory. This led to naturally improved living standards. But perhaps the most importantly, this economic power translates to social power. We see greater power decision making for women within their homes and communities. We see a tangible reduction in rural poverty. We see strengthened rural economy overall. And to conclude, the SGs are far more just in saving groups. They are the vital platforms for economic empowerment and long-term sustainable development. So that's all from my side. Now to conclude this, by trusting in each other and sharing the resources of members of self-help groups are providing the true economic growth. Doesn't always have to come from the top down. It can be absolutely built from the ground up. Your time and attention are generally appreciated. I would like to have an open floor to the questions you might have and SGC and rural entrepreneurship. You may comment down in this video. That's all. Thank you.